Dak Prescott leads the league in passing yards by throwing for 1,119 yards and 6 touchdowns with 72.6% completion percentage. He's doing this without CeeDee Lamb for 2 games, with a rebuilt offensive line, and with one of the worst defense in the NFL. And yet, some people still aren't convinced. What the hell is going on with Dak Prescott? More importantly, why should the entire NFL be absolutely terrified of what's coming next?
I don't know if there is a quarterback in the NFL right now that is playing the position of quarterback better than Dak Prescott's playing.
But here's the truth. In 2025, Dak Prescott deserves more respect than he's getting. The numbers, the context, the leadership, even the way his own teammates and coaches talk about him. All of it paints a picture that most fans are just too stubborn to admit. Before we continue, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive in. Let's rewind to where this all started. 2016, the Cowboys select Prescott in the 4th round, 135th overall, as a developmental prospect behind Tony Romo. Then Romo gets injured in the preseason, and suddenly the rookie from Mississippi State is thrust into the starting role. Most expected disaster. What they got instead was one of the greatest rookie quarterback seasons in NFL history. Prescott threw for 3,667 yards, 23 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. His passer rating of 104.9 set a rookie record. He led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record and the NFC's top seed. He made the Pro Bowl and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. It was a storybook beginning that seemed to herald the arrival of the Cowboys' next great quarterback. Since then, Dak's career has been a roller coaster. Some seasons, he looked elite. Other times, he struggled with injuries, shaky offensive line play, or just plain bad luck. The asterisks and caveats began. He's just a game manager. He's a product of that offensive line. Ezekiel Elliott is the real engine of that offense. Let's see him do it again before we crown him. The goalposts were set, and then promptly moved as soon as Prescott approached them. His second season brought a slight regression, 3,324. 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, as the Cowboys missed the playoffs at 9-7. The doubters grew louder. See, defenses have figured him out. He can't carry a team. He's a flash in the pan.
We give this guy an opportunity to take off his diapers and put on his big boy pants, meaning that after you've had a year under your belt, after teams have had an opportunity to watch extensive film on your work, they can't be caught by surprise.
Never mind that he was playing without Elliott for 6 games due to suspension, or that left tackle Tyron Smith missed time with injuries. The narrative was forming, and it wasn't favorable. Year 3 saw a bounce back. Prescott led the Cowboys to a 10-6 record and a playoff win over the Seahawks. He threw for 3,885 yards and 22 touchdowns while adding 6 rushing scores. He engineered 4 fourth-quarter comebacks and 5 game-winning drives. But again, the accomplishments came with qualifiers. The defense carried them. He's just a bus driver. He's not worth top quarterback money. Then came 2019, Prescott's statistical breakthrough. He threw for 4,902 yards and 30 touchdowns, both career highs by a wide margin. By any objective measure, he had established himself as one of the league's top quarterbacks. But the Cowboys went 8-8 and missed the playoffs, giving ammunition to the critics. He puts up numbers in garbage time. He can't win when it matters. Stats don't equal wins. The 2020 season was cut short by a devastating ankle injury, costing Prescott most of the year. When he returned in 2021, he picked up right where he left off, 4,449 yards and 37 touchdowns, while leading the Cowboys to a 12-5 record, but a playoff loss to the 49ers, in which Prescott played well but the team made critical mistakes, only reinforced the negative narrative. He can't win in the playoffs. He shrinks in big moments. He's not clutch. 2023 might have been Prescott's finest yet. He led the NFL with 36 touchdown passes despite missing 2 games. He threw 4,516 yards and posted a career-best 105.9 passer rating. He finished second in MVP voting. The Cowboys went 12-5 again and won the NFC East, but another playoff loss, this time to the Packers at home, provided more fodder for the doubters. Same old Dak, same old Cowboys. Can't get it done when it matters most. But let's look at the big picture. From 2016 through 2024, Dak has thrown for over 31,000 yards, 213 touchdowns, and just 82 interceptions. That's good for a passer rating sitting comfortably in the high 90s. To put it in perspective, that's better than a lot of so-called elite quarterbacks fans fawn over. And here's the kicker. He's done it while dealing with major injuries. His comeback from the devastating ankle injury in 2020, a compound fracture and dislocation that required multiple surgeries, demonstrated his toughness and determination. Many questioned whether he'd ever be the same player again. The following season, he responded by putting up monster numbers. That's not just talent, that's grit. And look, say what you want about Dak, but the man has more comebacks than a Marvel superhero. He'll limp off, heal up, and show up again throwing darts. Honestly, if Dak were in a Fast and Furious movie, Vin Diesel would be the sidekick. All right, let's bring it to today. The 2025 season is already throwing drama left and right, and Dak's been at the heart of it. Through the first 4 games, Dak's got just over 1,110 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Statistically, that puts him first in the league for passing yards. Not too shabby for a guy critics say is washed or mid. Week 2 against the Giants, Dak went 38 of 52 for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dallas won 40-37 in overtime. That's not just numbers, that's clutch. That's leading long drives under pressure when your defense is bending like cheap lawn furniture. Then Week 4 against the Packers. This was the kind of game that makes headlines. Dak threw for 319 yards and touchdowns in a 40-40 overtime tie. And here's the part his haters don't want to hear. 0 interceptions. Clean football, big numbers, and leadership when it mattered. Even Micah Parsons, yeah, the same Parsons who got traded, came back to face Dallas and praised Dak's timing and precision. When a defensive monster like Parsons tips his cap, you know something's up. Now, critics will point out Dak's 3 interceptions earlier this year. Sure, not ideal, but context matters. Pressure, tipped balls, and one of them was on a miscommunication with a new receiver. That happens. Nobody talks about Mahomes' bad picks, do they? Exactly. And hey, let's be real. If Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks, folks would call it artistic improvisation. When Dak does it, they act like it's the end of civilization. Here's another reason to respect Dak. The Cowboys themselves have doubled down on him. In 2024, Dak signed a monster extension, $240 million with about $231 million guaranteed. That's not just a paycheck, that's Jerry Jones standing on a podium screaming, "This is our guy." And in 2025, the Cowboys restructured the deal, converting salary into a signing bonus to free up $36 million in cap space. Translation, Dallas isn't just paying Dak, they're building around him. You don't commit that kind of money in cap gymnastics unless you believe. And for the Cowboys, who treat quarterbacks like Hollywood treats Batman reboots, sticking with Dak this long says a lot. I've identified 5 reasons why Prescott doesn't get the respect he deserves. Reason number 1, the star on his helmet. Let's be honest, playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys comes with unique challenges. They're not called America's team for nothing. The Cowboys are the most valuable sports franchise in the world. Worth an estimated $9 billion, they play in a $1.2 billion stadium that seats 80,000. They're featured in prime time more than any other team. The spotlight is always on, and the scrutiny is relentless. This creates a no-win situation for Prescott. When the Cowboys succeed, the credit often goes to the talent around him or the coaching staff. When they fail, the blame falls squarely on his shoulders. It's the curse of the star. Expectations so high that anything short of a Super Bowl is considered a disappointment. Reason number 2, the contract narrative. When Prescott signed his 4-year, $240 million extension, making him the highest-paid player in NFL history at $60 million annually, the criticism was immediate and predictable. Is he worth that much money? Can you win with a quarterback taking up that much cap space? He's paid like Mahomes, but doesn't have the rings to show for it. What these critics fail to understand is that quarterback contracts are about timing as much as talent. Prescott isn't being paid because he's better than Mahomes or Burrow or Allen. He's being paid because he was the latest franchise quarterback to sign an extension. That's how the market works. The next elite quarterback to sign, whether it's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, or someone else, will likely surpass Prescott's annual value. More importantly, Prescott is proving he's worth every penny through 4 games. The Cowboys are getting elite production at the sport's most important position. They're getting leadership, consistency, and clutch performance. They're getting a quarterback who elevates everyone around him and gives them a chance to win every week. In a league where competent quarterback play is at a premium, that's worth $60 million a year. Reason number 3, the playoff record. This is the big one, the criticism that seems to stick the most. Prescott is 2-5 in the playoffs, including 3 home losses. For many, this is the beginning and end of the conversation. Can't win when it matters? Not clutch. Shrinks in big games. But this simplistic view ignores crucial context. In those 7 playoff games, Prescott has thrown 1,962 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He's posted a passer rating of 91.8. He's added 4 rushing touchdowns. By any objective measure, he's played well in the postseason. The losses have been due to a combination of factors: defensive collapses, coaching decisions, special teams errors, and yes, some mistakes by Prescott himself. But pinning the entire playoff record on the quarterback is reductive and unfair. Football is the ultimate team sport, yet quarterbacks bear the brunt of the blame for losses while often sharing the credit for wins. Reason number 4, the style of play. Prescott isn't flashy. He doesn't make the no-look passes of Mahomes or the jaw-dropping scrambles of Lamar Jackson. He doesn't have the cannon arm of Josh Allen or the pinpoint accuracy of Joe Burrow. What he does have is a consistency, durability, and a complete skill set that allows him to succeed in multiple offensive systems. Prescott has thrown for at least 3,300 yards and 22 touchdowns in every full season of his career. He's completed at least 65% of his passes every year. He's posted a passer rating above 95.0 in 6 of his 8 full seasons. This level of sustained excellence is rare and should be appreciated. In an era of highlight-driven media and red zone attention spans, Prescott's methodical efficiency doesn't generate viral clips or trending hashtags. He's not going to throw for 500 yards in a game or make a throw that breaks physics. He's going to read the defense, make the right decision, and execute at a high level play after play, game after game, season after season. Reason number 5, the Cowboys' fatigue. Let's be honest, a lot of people just don't like the Cowboys. They're tired of hearing about them, tired of seeing them in prime time, tired of Jerry Jones and his oversized personality. This Cowboys fatigue extends to Prescott, creating a bias that's difficult to overcome. When Prescott succeeds, it's met with eye rolls and yeah, buts. When he fails, it's met with gleeful schadenfreude. The Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl since the 1995 season, yet they remain the most covered, most discussed team in the NFL. This creates a natural backlash that affects how Prescott is perceived and evaluated. Think of it this way. Dak's like the guy in your fantasy league who quietly drafts solid players every round and ends up in the finals. Not sexy, but effective. Meanwhile, you blew your first pick on a kicker for the memes. 2025 isn't just another season for Dak. It's the year that defines his legacy, and here is why. Number 1, contract weight. He's one of the highest paid players in football. With great money comes great expectations. If Dak delivers, he cements his place as worth every dollar. If not, the critics will circle like sharks. Number 2, supporting cast. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. This offense has weapons. When healthy, Dak's got no excuses. And let's not forget Kevontae Turpin, a dangerous slot option who stepped up when Lamb's been hurt. Number 3, the defense shift. Trading Micah Parsons forced Dallas to lean even more on Dak's offense. Without a top 3 defense bailing him out, Dak has to carry the weight. And so far, he's handling it. Number 4, narrative. Every primetime game, every divisional showdown, every playoff run, these aren't just games for Dak. They're chances to rewrite his story. Every big win chips away at the overrated label. Every clutch throw earns him respect. It's time to acknowledge that Prescott belongs in the conversation with Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Jackson as one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. It's time to recognize that his contract, while massive, is justified by his production and importance to the franchise. It's time to understand that his playoff record, while not ideal, is not solely his responsibility. It's time to appreciate his style of play for what it is: efficient, effective, and increasingly exciting. Most importantly, it's time to judge Prescott on what he is, not what he isn't. He's not Mahomes, with the otherworldly arm talent and improvisational genius. He's not Allen, with the physical tools that defy logic. He's not Burrow, with the swagger and precision of a surgeon. He's Dak Prescott, consistent, durable, and intelligent. Of course, the ultimate test will come in January in the playoffs. Until Prescott leads the Cowboys to a deep playoff run, the critics will always have ammunition. But what these first 4 games have shown is that he's capable of playing at a level that can translate to postseason success. He's making better decisions, throwing with more accuracy, and commanding the offense with complete authority. If he maintains this level of play, the playoff narrative could finally change. For now, though, it's time to appreciate what we're witnessing. A quarterback at an elite level, despite all of the drama, injuries, and adversity. It's time to put some respect on Dak Prescott's name. Not because he's perfect, he's not. Not because he's beyond criticism, he's not. But because he's earned it through years of high-level play that has been consistently undervalued and underappreciated. He's already proven he belongs in the conversation. Now, in 2025, he has the weapons, the contract, and the stage to prove he deserves respect. So the next time someone calls Dak overrated, ask them this: are you judging him by what he's done or by the lazy narrative you've heard for years? Because the facts, the stats, the comebacks, the leadership, all say the same thing. It's finally time to respect Dak Prescott. And hey, even if you don't like him, admit it, he's still better than your team's quarterback. What do you think? Is Prescott underrated, overrated, or properly rated? Does he need a Super Bowl to cement his legacy, or has he already done enough? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.